What's up, YouTube? This is Russ with Wrenching with Russ. Today we're going to show you how to fix the fan switch, the resistor in your wiring on a 2008 Ford Ranger XLT. Our issue is this switch right here. It only works on high. So if your blower motor is only working on high, this is how you fix it. So let's get started. Alright, the first thing you're going to need is a switch. Here's the one you need. It's an SW3316. We get all of our parts from AutoZone. The next thing you want to do is take these two screws out of this front console. So this faceplate has two screws and then it just pops off. So start at the bottom and just pop it off. Again, it's just got clips on the side. And we always leave the radio and everything in it because it's a lot easier just to not have to dismount everything. The control module itself has 4 screws, and then you unbolt those 4 screws, 2 on each side, and then it just pulls out. Now these are all individual, so that's what's nice about this. You can just take one of them off. You don't have to buy the whole panel. So that's what we're doing. So the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to locate your plug on the back. So this is the plug that we're working with. So and it's just a pinch plug. So just grab a hold of it and give it a pinch and pull it off. Okay, now you got your plug off. You want to take the actual switch out that you're replacing. It has 4 prongs, 1 in each corner. So you just want to take a screwdriver and you just want to pop the old one out. Now you got the old one out. Set it aside, get your new one. And you want to line it up. Make sure all 4 of these corners line up. And then just snap it back down in. Now that you got it snapped back in, you want to make sure it's nice and tight. Get your plug. Snap your plug back in. And then give it a little tug to make sure that it's secure. Figure out which way it goes, like I'm trying to do. Alright, now that we got it all back together, you're just going to reverse the process. Alright, now you got your switch back on. Just pull this cover plate back up. Set it back in there. Put your 4 screws, 2 in each side. And a lot of this is just repetition. Now that you got it back in the dash, all you do is snap your cover back on, locate the 2 screws that go in the bottom of it, put your screws back in, and you're all done. This is just pretty straightforward and easy to do, but this did not fix our problem. We still had that issue. So in the rest of this video, I'm going to show you how to fix the other 2 components that actually were the problem. I'm going to show you how that happened. Alright, right here, we're going to show you how to change the resistor and the wiring. This is a resistor that you need. And it is mounted right on the side of the blower motor, as you can see down in there. Right there is the old resistor. And the first thing you want to do is you're going to want to disconnect your plug that goes to your AC unit right there. That way you can get your hand down in there. But there's your old resistor. This is the new one. There's your part number. And the other component of this is your wiring. And we're going to change that plug out also, because it's a good idea to change both that out, the harness, plug, and the resistor. And then there's your part number for your wiring. So let's get started. Let me show you how to do this. First thing you're going to do, there's two 9mm screws down in there. You're going to pull the old resistor out. And you just got to get your hand down in there. It's fairly complicated sometimes, but you got to get your hand down in there. Take those two screws out and then wiggle that resistor out. It'll come right out. And we pulled ours out and it was all rusted and had corrosion all over it, so we know that was a part of the problem. And the other part of our problem was that the plug had gotten hot and it had melted, and there was a lot of corrosion on the plug also. Alright, now that we got the resistor in, we're going to change this plug out. So the plug that we got from AutoZone, it comes pre-wired, comes with the connectors, and all you're going to do is just use your butt connectors. And one of the most important things you want to do is you want to make sure that you line these up wire-wise, and they don't always match color-wise. Ours didn't, so we made sure that our wires matched by location on the plug itself. So I'll show you, we just matched them up side by side. And then just cut one wire at a time. Unless you're better at cutting wire than I am, because I did one at a time. And that keeps a lot of the confusion down. Once you get this thing wired, and there's our old plug, just to let you look at it. This was our problem right there. I mean, you can obviously see what had happened. Looks like that a lot of corrosion got in it and they got hot. So we had eliminated what the problem was. So now we got it wired. You just want to double check, make sure everything's nice and tight. Always give them a tug, make sure they don't come loose. And then use the heat shrink. Take your little torch, heat shrink everything together nice and clean. You want to make sure you get these as tight as you can, because there is a lot of water that you're going to get. Road water, you're going to get rainwater. So you don't want to into this plug, you'll end up having a lot of electrical issues. So now that we got everything nice and zipped up, I also like to take electrical tape. And once I get these all nice and tight, I'll wrap it with electrical tape just as an added security. Keeps everything dry. So once you get your electrical tape wrapped around there, and you can put as much as you want. I usually just go maybe 10 or 12 around it. That way I've got some flexibility at the end of that plug. But if you like to buy electrical tape and use it, go for it. And then you locate your new resistor. You line the plug up, just like I'm doing right here. And make sure you hear it snap. Make sure it's locked in. And once you get it plugged in, that's the three components of this system that are the most necessary to keep it working. And then one of the last things you're going to do, you're going to locate your fresh air hose. Make sure you put it back on. Once you get that back on, the last thing you're going to do, make sure you do it or your AC is not going to work, is plug in your AC switch. And that, friends, is how you do it. That's how you fix your blower motor issue on a 2008 Ford Ranger XLT. And as always, why pay someone thousands of dollars to do it when you can do it yourself?